If you are a fan of My Hero Academia, then I don't even have to say why today is a good day. I think every single one of you know why today is an amazing day for My Hero Academia fans. What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. And as you guys can see today, we're going to be taking a look at the Figma number 470 My Hero Academia Ochaco, Uraraka, or Ochaco, however you say it. I'm not entirely sure, but the latest addition to the My Hero collection, and as of now, I officially have all of them. So you guys know how much I love this anime, so that should tell you exactly how excited I am for this. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look at that sexy packaging so we can bust this figure out and see what it's all about. Now for the sexy packaging, I'm sure Figma is probably just going to keep going with these smaller size boxes, and I'm fine with that because it makes it so much easier to store these. As you guys can see, you got the warning choking hazard up there, the window packaging where you can see the figure, some of the accessories in there, whole lot of plastic, but I'm okay with that. Figma right there, action figure series number 470, My Hero Academia, Ochaco, Uraraka. At the top, we've got an image of her in a battle pose. I really dig that. Some of the same stuff as well. Same exact image on the bottom. Right here on the side, we got a full body image, and this is just of her in a excited pose, and I do dig that. Really love the fact that they included this facial expression. Then we've got just the default look right here on this side, and of course on the back we've got the figure with some poses you can get into, all the legal stuff that no one cares about nor can they read, and then some more of that at the top. So yeah, great sexy packaging. Now let's go ahead and bust this figure out because I want to see what I've been waiting for. Now finally, after being delayed for I believe 2 months now, we do have the Figma Uraraka Ochaco, and I gotta say, Figma did an amazing job with this figure. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I know for a fact every single Figma female character I have picked up, I've really enjoyed the figure. I don't know what they're doing behind closed doors at that manufacturing company, but they have really got it going on when it comes to making female characters, because I cannot think of a miss. And this figure once again just defines how well Figma can do when they actually go to work. Now I will say I do have one issue with this figure. I'll discuss that once I get into the articulation, but first off, I just want to take a look at it. As you guys can see, the face on this is perfect. It literally looks like she comes straight out of the anime. And I haven't had any issues with any of the My Hero Academia character face sculpts. For the most part, they all look pretty good. Bakugo, we're just not going to discuss him. But as far as the hair, as you guys can see, they sculpted the hair perfect. It looks really nice as well. I love what they did with the outfit. As you guys can see, it's very simple, but they painted it correctly. As you guys can see, if you look, the pink on the outfit is matte as it's supposed to be, but the black has more of a metallic look, just as it does in the series. And it's not extremely metallic, but I mean, it's very subtle, but it's there. And I love the fact that they paid attention to detail enough to do that. There's not a whole lot going on, but for what they had to work with, they did a fantastic job. The paint is clean. Aesthetically, she looks great all the way from head to toe, and I dig that. I really love what they did with this figure. I wish they would have painted the inside of that hole black, because I don't know, if you turn the figure around and pose it, I just hit the camera, but if you turn the figure around and you're posing her like this, it's gonna show up as that clear plastic in there. I just don't like that. I wish they would have went ahead and painted that. But yeah, other than that, I really don't have any issues with it. It looks good. She feels like she's the right size to where she'll fit in with the rest of the characters. And of course, we'll get to that when we show size comparisons. But first, let's go ahead and put her back and see how tall she stands. Now, in terms of her height, to the very top of her head, as you guys can see, she is right at 5 inches. So pretty short figure. I mean, of course, she's only 15, so it makes sense. I think she is right about the same height as Deku, or a little bit shorter. And once again, we'll see that in the size comparisons. But I think they did a good job. She looks really well, and I do think they did the height correctly. Now for the articulation, Ochaco does look up about that much, which is good, but at the same time, it's not, because you get this weird gapping in the neck of where the joints connect. So she can look up, but it doesn't look well. And I think the reason they did that is just because of the sculpting of the hair. So if you have her pose like this, it doesn't look too bad, but if it's like directly from the front, that's a no-no. But she looks down only about that much because right here the bangs do touch her chest, so you can't get any further than that. Of course, she does get tilt and she can turn her head all the way around. Her arms go up and out about that much. You kind of have to pull this piece down and tuck it right here for her arm to go up. So it does work. She does have a built-in shoulder swivel. Now the arms come across the chest only about that much, so she can punch forward. So not that she does any punching techniques, but you still can do it. Single jointed elbow that comes all the way in, so that works fine. You can almost touch this piece right here to her biceps, so that's fine with me. And then you do get a swivel right here at the elbow as well. Her hands are on a hinge as usual, and you can move them around quite a bit despite this little piece right here. So good job on the arm articulation. She does have a diaphragm joint, as you guys can see, so she can move around freely. She goes forward. Let me stand her straight. Forward only about that much, back a whole lot more, and like I said, you can move that all around. As far as the waist goes, she can turn at the waist, as you guys can see, so that is fine. And it helps her to bend back a whole lot more, and it also helps her bend forward a whole lot more. So her legs actually pop off a little easy, but it's not too bad. I was checking to see if they were on the drop down method, but I don't think they are. She kicks forward that much nonetheless, which is really, really good. She doesn't kick back much because the belt and butt is like one piece. It's a floating piece. So yeah, she's not going to kick back much. She can do the splits only about that much, which I think that's fine. She does have a built-in thigh swivel and single jointed knee, but it goes all the way back, so that is perfect. Love that. And now this is where the problem comes in. So, and I'm gonna keep that on camera. I think I just didn't put it back on right, but yeah, we're keeping that. Let's see if this will go back on for me. All right, so I'm gonna fix this and then we'll finish this segment. So as far as that leg falling off, that was my fault. It had fallen off earlier and I didn't put it back on properly, but this time I heard the joint click, so it is back on. Now, one thing I found out while doing that, not that it matters, but this piece right here actually rotates. I don't know who needs to know that or who would want to know that, but this is for you. So if you want to pose this piece right here around, you can do so. Now, on to the bad that I was about to discuss. I was hoping that right around here, when they announced this figure, they would do the foot as a separate piece to this right here. Even if it broke up the sculpt a little bit, I was hoping that they did that so we could get some ankle articulation. When I saw the promo images, I saw that they weren't going to be doing that. So I was hoping that they would keep this as one piece, and then underneath here, they would sculpt, like, I don't know, even if it was done with a ball peg, just a separate foot, just the bottom of the foot if they had to where you could rotate it just a bit. So if you want to pose her kind of like this in a battle pose, you can rotate it enough to get her to stand. But unfortunately, you have no toe hinge, which was expected, but you also get no ankle articulation at all. And not to say she can't stand if you put her like this, but some poses are going to look really weird. As you guys can see, she does stand. And so a lot of it's going to come out of the rotation around the thigh and a little bit at the knee, but there's no ankle pivot at all. And this is one of those figures where I can see why they did it. I just wish they would have went that extra mile to kind of throw that in there. It really would have topped this figure off. But still, all in all, everything else is fine. So I'll just give the articulation an 8 out of 10. Now, as far as accessories go, you don't get a whole lot with her, but you get kind of what you need. First off, you do get her happy to see Deku face with a pair of fist hands right out of the package. You do get her happier to see Deku face, or whenever she's hanging out with her friends. Then, of course, you do get a angry attacking face as well. All of the paintwork on these is really clean and looks nice, so I'm happy about that. Now, as far as hands go, you do get a thumbs up hand, a pair of holding hands, even though she doesn't come with anything to hold, and then a pair of open palms. So not a whole lot in terms of hands, but you do get a helmet, and this is for when she is battle ready. And all you have to do is pull this plastic off, and you just attach the faceplate in there. And it looks really good. That translucent plastic is nice. Once again, the paintwork and everything is really, really clean on this. You also get a separate hairpiece. I'm not really sure what the difference is between the two of them. Maybe the bangs are a little bit more narrow, but that's the only difference that I can see. Other than that, you do get an effect piece. They're just some rocks, and you can use this for basically when she's using her float quirk. And you do, get these pieces right here that you can attach to it. And this kind of holds up the rocks. I probably need to heat these up a little bit to get that to go in there. But you just clamp this piece right onto the Figma stand, which is indeed right here. So I'll show that off along with her and her helmet right now. So basically this is how it's supposed to look whenever she's using her quirk. And I had to pull out an SH Figure Art stand to get the rock to stay up because I tried attaching this clear piece right here. I don't know. These just never work for me. Like this little piece right here with the ball at the end. I tried hot water and everything. I could not plug it into this rock. And so I just went with this stand, and that's probably how I'm going to always do it because this just does not work for me at all. So yeah. Now for some size comparisons, here she is standing next to the Revoltech Deku, the Figma Bakugo Katsuki, and the Figma Kirishima. And honestly, she looks really tiny compared to them. Not sure how accurate that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Next up, here she is standing next to the Figma Deku, the Figma Todoroki, and of course the Revoltech All Might, who is completely off the screen, and I wasn't even going to try to fit him in this time. You guys can tell he towers over her. Here she is standing next to a Mafex Classic Spider-Man, and SH Figure Arts 1989 Michael Keaton Batman, and of course the DC Icons Batgirl. And for that one person who loves to mix match everything, here she is standing next to all the McFarlanes. As you guys can see, we have the McFarlane Uraraka, the McFarlane Shigaraki, and of course the McFarlane All Might, which probably works the best because Uraraka and Shigaraki will not. Now, I will gladly admit that I do really like this figure, and there's one thing that bothers me more than anything. The fact that they made every single one of the My Hero Academia characters with their helmets / face masks on, and for her, they gave us the option. You can have it on or you can have it off. Why not do that with Kirishima and Bakugo? Like, even this figure would have been a perfect opportunity for them to include an extra head sculpt for Bakugo, considering the fact that the two of them ended up fighting each other, and he made one of the most legendary expressions that Bakugo had ever made. I don't know why they choose to include more accessories with some figures, less accessories with others. I'll never get that. But on to this figure. I mean, it's good. It's basic, just like the rest of them. There's not a whole lot to expect from it. It's Uraraka. She's got limited accessories, but enough to make the figure worth it. Now, me being who I am and loving my hero the way that I do, I don't care who it is. I'm going to buy every single one of them. Now, I do think she's probably the cheapest. I want to say this figure runs around 50 bucks. I paid 70 just because I imported it from Ami, as I always do. I don't see this one going up in price. That being said, I could be wrong. Get your hands on it, especially if you're a fan of My Hero, because there's nothing like having all the characters. Like, I'm legit excited about having every one that they have released. I don't have too many problems with it. Literally, the only one that I have is the fact that there is no ankle articulation. But I came into this review and I picked up this figure expecting that. I kind of knew it was going to happen. So I think she's well worth the pickup, and especially for a $50, $60 price range, why not add her to the collection? She's definitely worth it. So that being said, that is my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. You guys take it easy. Peace. All right, Figma, I will happily say y'all have made me happy. Y'all have made me happy. I need this to keep up. Don't stop. Where's that All Might? Go ahead and give us Kaminari. Go ahead, give us Mountain. Give me Mountain Lady. Don't stop. I need this to keep up. I need more. Give me Aizawa. Y'all teased All Might. Go ahead and drop it. I need this to continue on. Do not stop this line.